All right, welcome to Life with Zsolt, and today we're talking about learned helplessness. Yeah, that's right. How do you learn to be helpless? There's a course in school, I guess, on learned helplessness, but it's something that develops over time. It could be family, it could be a relationship, it could be a job, any number of things that have led you to this helplessness feeling. Now, there's a difference between helplessness and I'm going to say learned helplessness. Learned helplessness is like elephant in the rope. Even though the elephant could break free from that rope, it's learned that it's been there all their life. Since they were little, they could never break it. And if you are that elephant and you can't break that rope, you've learned to be helpless. If you're stuck in a dead-end relationship, stuck in a dead-end job, or you're stuck with deadbeats in your family, you are stuck in a learned helplessness situation. So how do we get here? It's pretty easy. You give up. You give up trying. You're looking for the job, doesn't come. You're looking for the dream position, and you end up giving up because you're comfortable with where you are. You don't want to take any risks in when you are in the situation where you are. You've grown comfortable, so you've become helpless by choice, single by choice. It could be an economic thing. It could be stuck in a situation where you're making ends meet, but you're afraid to take the next step, and so on and so forth. So the point is, you're stuck. And how do you get unstuck? We've all been there. Many people that I talk to, they feel stuck because of their education. They feel stuck because they're too lazy to really do a second job where they go home and actually learn something and try and move ahead with their life because they're content with what they've got. They're not happy with what they got, but they're content. They've become content. So they become lazy. Therefore, you become helpless. In today's world, the world boring and helpless, I don't really like, because there's infinite amount of resources that are at your fingertips, that you could learn something. If you're stuck as a barista and want to learn marketing, you can certainly learn marketing online. You want to be a content creator, you could do a content creation course yourself. You got YouTube, you have all the new artificial intelligence out there, from Grok to Gemini to Perplexity to whatever, you name it, it's there at your fingertips. There's no reason for you to be stuck. So when I talk to a lot of young Indonesian people who are in search of jobs, coming to my TikTok, asking for advice, they could be asking for advice elsewhere and getting help. But they're happy to be playing on their phones at home. I tried to help a small mother-daughter coffee shop in Legian. I went to them, we created their social media, I showed them what to do, the postings, free website, so on and so forth. But when they're not working in the coffee shop, what are they doing? They're playing on their phones. And when I mean not working in their coffee shop, meaning when they don't have any clients, where they could be creating content and making some effort and getting themselves out there in the social media market. So they consulted with me. We worked together 2 weeks. They were doing great. Lots of views, building up the views. And then they stopped. They gave up. They went back to being helpless. And I find a very similar situation that people have in life. A lot of people ask me on my social media, on my TikTok, about advice. And number one advice is don't be lazy. That's number one advice. Don't be lazy. Don't be this helpless situation. So now, how do we get out of this helplessness? It's through empowerment. You need to associate yourself with like-minded people. If you associate yourself with the people that are also stuck and helpless, you will all just become helpless. Unless you either get together and help each other, or you start socializing with people that are at the level you want to be, or past the level you want to be. And when I'm saying socializing, doesn't mean you walk up to them in a coffee shop and start talking to them. But socializing, even if it's online, you can get a lot of resources. There's a lot of influencers with good advice, not the BS advice, but good advice. Contact people that are legitimate, not people that are just going to sell you something. And you can have a whole community of these people. If you're looking for a person that has an online shop, go through their whole resume on LinkedIn. Find out what experience they have. Don't be stuck in this helplessness feeling. Now, sometimes this comes with a mental health aspect where you are feeling overwhelmed and stuck, and you can't get this cloud of overwhelmed and stuck cloud away from you. So what do? How do you get past it? So the point for me is, educate yourself. And if you're stuck and your mental health is not at the level where you can reach out, then talk to people. Slowly, take baby steps to improve your situation. It's not easy. And the only way you can get out is by climbing that ladder and getting out of that hole that you're in, so that you can, see the silver lining. Many people reach out to me for help. They're seeking jobs in Canada. They want me to fill out the forms. That's not going to happen. You have to do the work. I'm not going to fill out forms for you for immigration. If you don't speak enough English, or you can't use Google Translate to understand, then you better get learning real quick. I don't mind helping people, but I'm not going to do the work. And it's just like you. I'm not going to do the work for you. I can advise you. I can tell you what I see, but I cannot. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So if you're really seeking help and you really feel, let's say, underpowered as opposed to empowered, get out there and see what others are doing. So this self-learned helplessness, to me, is a very, very difficult situation, especially for where I am right now in Indonesia. Many people think less of themselves. There's a lack of confidence. There's anxiety. There's nervousness just coming to a Zoom class to learn English. If you're too nervous to come to a Zoom class with your camera off and learn and try to utter a few words of English, then you really need to dig deep and build up a little bit of confidence. You're not asking someone out on a date where you can get rejected. You can join an online class like myself. We do free English classes. But it's so hard to get people there because they're afraid to not speak English. They're feeling helpless. I can't do it. It's all around us, especially where I live in Indonesia. So, learned helplessness. I see it a lot, and the only way to get out of that is you need to take that first step. You need to get out there, put yourself out there, and make people understand that, hey, I am going to do something with my life, even if it's just baby steps. If you're unfit and overweight, you're not going to make a change overnight. You're going to make that change through days, weeks, and months, maybe even a year of training. You're not going to go out there and run a marathon the first time you try. You're going to collapse. But you can get back up and do it again. So guys, don't be stuck in this helplessness state. And if you already learned this helplessness, let's take some steps and climb out of that hole and not be helpless anymore.